Books you won't put down. Grab the House of Lazenberry series by author Daniel Webb. Since his controversial interview at the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, the books can't stay on the shelf. Grab the series, The House of Lazenberry, The House of Lazenberry 1970H, and The House of Lazenberry, A Time to Heal. Link in the description box.
It's Mike Ross, also known as Mike on the Mic. He's getting ready for his upcoming 2022 comedy run. He'll be kicking it off at Benny Brand's Stress Factory Comedy Club. Caroline's on Broadway, Punchline Philly. You don't want to miss him take the stage at the DC Improv. Then he'll be coming to the Atlanta Improv and at Chocolate Sundays Comedy Show in Los Angeles, California.
So I wanted to drop this information for you real quick. Bun B, man, talked about the industry. I always appreciate what Bun B has to say, man. Always dropping jewels. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Wanted to get your thoughts on what Bun B had to say. Here we go.
You don't need a million people. Once you realize you don't need a million people to make $1 million, you'll be a lot better off as an artist. Because numbers in that sense are capped. Like how many records you sell is capped. How much money did you make off the records you sold? That's what this shit is about. So you can walk around with a platinum plaque and hold your head up high because that is a major accomplishment. But you can't eat off that motherfucker. There is no check that comes with a platinum plaque if you don't do your business right. So you got to decide if you want to be famous or if you want to be rich. Because in the music industry and entertainment, that is on most levels two totally different things. You don't know the richest people in entertainment. You think you know because you've seen people on TV. They're nowhere near the richest people in entertainment. Puffy, Hove, Russell, maybe. But there's 8 other people like that. You never heard of Clarence Avant until they put the movie on Netflix. Right? That man was here instrumental behind the scenes for 40 plus years. Like, you don't know the richest, powerful people in entertainment. You don't. You just know who TV tells you is.
Bars.
Yeah.
And we say this all the time. We are not in the industry the way Bun B is. Damn sure got a lot more knowledge when it comes to that than we do. But definitely express some of the same exact sentiments that we talk about right here on this podcast. So what you think about that?
Yeah, I think it comes down to independent mindset. And I'm not saying that you can't, have partnerships and stuff with people. That's a different story. But I think what he's talking about is like it's all mathematics at the end of the day. Like, all right, if you sell a million copies, right, and you're signed to a label and they're giving you 10 cents, $15, let's just say 15 cents, a copy, right? Okay, what if you were independent and you put that album out and you got your album was, and I'm talking obviously in terms of albums, you know what I mean, but you sold it for $12. That'll be $12 million that it comes to you right off of the top, as opposed to you getting a fraction of that, the label taking it and giving you money. Yeah, you might have a little bit more perception, a little bit more fame, but at the end of the day, do you have more money? Now, when you look at, a lot of people in the South mastered this. Master P, we talked about him. Mm-hmm. He came in with these different deals like, all right, I got to get the boatload, the majority of this right here. I'll break it down like YouTube. I think YouTube is somewhere like 50, 40, 60, or 45. Mm-hmm. Something like that split. Pretty high, right? But let's just say if, you were getting 80 and YouTube was getting 20 and you worked out that type of deal, how much more you would make. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Keeping, and then keeping what's going to generate money in the long term. For us, it will be our content. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? For a rapper, musician, singer, their music, they have it on these different platforms that can continue to generate money, for a lifetime. Now that could be 50 million, or that could be 2 million, depending on the splits and different things that you have, the different ownership that you have. So sometimes, like when people go to sign these deals and podcasts and things like that, it might appear better at the end of the day, but best to believe you got somebody independently that's making just as much as them, but they own more of their content and more of, their shit at the end of the day. Prime example, Vlad TV, 100% independent, right? Multi-millionaire. But then you might have somebody else, I'm not going to throw a name out there, another platform that may be, signed to somebody and whatnot, and they may be multi-millionaires, but they don't own this that's going to be generating money for the next 50 years. they're done after 5 years, and they got to look for something else to do because this money ended. Right. That's the best way, that I could put it.
Fact, Vlad TV don't got to do interviews no more, and Vlad TV is still making money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing that Bun B said that hit the nail right on the head, you want to be rich or you want to be famous? Like you alluded to.
Yes, sir.
You can have a major deal, sell millions of streams, and you said 15 cents. That's very generous in the music game. You're talking about like point whatever, but let's say you get 5 cents. You still ain't making more money than that dude selling that $5 thing out his car because that $5 all belong to him.
Yep.
And he can sell 10,000 less units and still make more money than you and still walk into a movie theater and still walk into a grocery store and have some type of privacy. Being famous ain't all lit, and one of the misconceptions that we have out here in this industry is we got to show our face, we got to do all this, we got to be the head of attention because that equates in the dollars. No, the fuck it doesn't. A lot of your famous people out here are dead broke, faking this perception and trying to act like it's something when it really ain't. And then you got some Joe Smos that you don't even know in your local cities killing the game right now because they own 100% of their stuff. They can go and get a nice little market target area in these cities, wherever their case may be, their little target market areas, go make a couple grand per show, eat all of that, eat all the sales, and still be able to have dinner with their kids, man. So make sure you understand the business, and this is what Bun B was alluding to, and what you so eloquently said. Make sure that not only if you're not going to be independent, but you have your shit in order so people ain't taking away from you, robbing and pillaging your ass for years and years to come. But you at the head of the table and you getting all the attention and zero of the privacy while they get all the money.
Yeah, because you see it like a lot of times, like, people will get upfront money. They'll get this and that, and they don't know, they don't realize that the company that signed them, that gave them the crumbs, is making so much more money off of them they could have made on their own if they were just a little bit more patient with it, if they just were a little bit more, worked a little harder about it and stop being lazy. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to just, do a little bit more work. Sometimes you got to wear 5 hats. Yeah. Instead of you might want to just come in. Like we always say, we want to come in and just record. Right. You know what I mean?
Wish it was that easy.
Yeah, I wish, but nah, we got to do 50 other things to make this go. Maybe it could be a day where we can just do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's going to pay off because we get to keep everything, that comes in, and we can have different, streams of income. YouTube could be one, merchandise could be another, advertising. There's different streams of income that can come in. If we were signing someone, I'm pretty sure they'll be taking a percentage off of all of that. Maybe they might give us $1 million or even 2 or 3 up front. But if you work hard enough, you can make that on your own. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And what they don't tell you is that out of that $2 or $3 million, you still got to pay for studio time out of that $2 or $3 million. You still got to pay for the electric bill and the engineer and the camera crew and the editing out of that $1 million that they gave you. And they don't tell you that. And then when you fuck around and have no money and then you got bills and you end up owing them money, that's how it ends up. So, although it's hard to buy the lights on your own and the cameras on your own and the equipment on your own and learning how to run that shit on your own, when you make all that money back, it's all yours.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. Just work a little hard, man.
Yeah, we could pretty much teach this podcasting thing and how this thing goes. We literally came from the bottom. Like when nobody gave us no deal and no shot to anybody who got a deal, but we literally work from the bottom zero and begin to build all the way up through the lumps, man. So we could tell you anything about this industry. We had bad deals, supposedly signed to janky ass companies and all of that. Didn't make nothing. Got promised the world. We've been through a lot, so we could definitely, damn near write a book on this shit.
Hey, when he say we came from the ground, the fucking dirt road ground, never no deals, never no former musicians that was in the game previously that had relationships in the industry that could get an interview with the snap of their finger. Y'all was calling us gossiping bitches, and we came all the way to this. So.
Yeah.